Fair warning, this is probably going to be a sad one. So I wasn't sure I was going to post a video this week. I've been dealing with a lot of things, namely head issues. I've been dealing with a headache for a couple weeks now, and that's definitely put a crimper on things and trying to create stuff and such. But yesterday I lost someone who I feel deeply influenced the creation of the studio, and I don't know how much of this I'll edit out, but I thought it would be important to memorialize him a little bit by talking about how he influenced the creation of the studio. My grandfather was the first person to show me that you could make a living out of an art form, specifically an art form in the form of creation and manufacturing for others. My grandfather, for many years, ran a screen and eventually embroidery shop, and it was somewhat of a family business. Both my dad and one of my aunts would go down and help out frequently, and a lot of times us grandkids would go to what we called the shop, and this was in, downtown in our city. It was such a cool trip. I always liked going and kind of seeing the outskirts of the city and the livelihood there. And then, tucked away in this corner was his shop, and it wasn't much to look at from the outside. I remember it always being just kind of a bit of a concrete jungle, lots of weeds, and then we'd step inside and there'd be this array of cardboard and t-shirts everywhere. I remember the smell of paint in the air, and it was always which screen printing project he was working on. And this was back when screen printing was, you would create the screens. I remember they'd be created in a sort of a dark room off on the side. I honestly, to this day, don't even know how they used to create them without laser cutters. I never was old enough to learn before the shop ended up closing down. But he would create designs, paint design, or shirt designs for people, and they would be multiple screens. I remember the frames rotating, each shirt squeegeed, the colors heated, and then I remember the giant heat machine that the shirts would pass through to completely cure the paint. And then once they got at the end of it, they'd fall into a box, and it was usually like the responsibility of us kids to fold the shirts and bag them up for shipping. It was one of my favorite things, honestly, for it to be like a day off from school or such, or a day in the summer where we could go and actually work in the shop. I know it sounds strange, but I loved doing that. I loved this element of creating things for other people. Sometimes there seems to be this disconnect between creating and designing for others, or taking a design that already exists and then putting it into production and thinking there isn't an art form to it. But I completely disagree. I think the manufacturing process and bringing a person's idea to life is an art form in and of itself, and I loved that. As much as I try to create my own original designs and such, sometimes it's a struggle to get that initial thought going, and I always like when I have a springboard to go on. Somebody has sort of an idea that they want to create and produce, even if it's something as silly as a logo on a t-shirt. That production process really brings me a lot of joy. And that's really what I learned from my grandfather, is that this production process can bring so much joy, and you can do so many cool things with it. It was sad at times to see when the business would struggle, when there would be times that he couldn't necessarily pay my dad or my aunt for helping him out. But I think he always took pleasure in working on those projects. And it wasn't just doing this. I mean, he was an artist in his spare time. My nursery above my crib was a huge mural. I don't know how big to this day. If I had to take a guess, I would say maybe 3 feet by 5 feet of Care Bears. That was the theme for my nursery at the time. And he painted this beautiful mural of Care Bears so that it could grace my nursery. And I'll put a picture up if I can find one. I know I've got one somewhere. So he had a lot of fine art talent, but it was a struggle to make money off of that. And so the shop, I think, was an alternative, but it was an alternative that did well for a long time. And it was something that he unknowingly passed on to the rest of us, at least very much to me. I remember when I went to college and I wasn't entirely sure I wanted to pursue medicine and really wanted to pursue art. I know he had talked to my parents and tried to encourage me to go into medicine because there wasn't any money there. And I understand and respect that thought process. I still ended up, at least for my undergrad, majoring in art and what I thought would be a field that would be somewhat lucrative. I didn't anticipate the recession of '08 really affecting jobs, and I did end up, after graduating with my undergrad, going on to complete courses that eventually got me into grad school and becoming a physician assistant. But I never gave up on wanting to bring a creative career to life. And as much as I tried to create more fine art illustration pieces, I struggled and didn't find the fulfillment there. And the problem was I was looking in the wrong place. When I started learning about laser cutting and additive manufacturing with 3D printing, it was sort of like a door opened back to my childhood, back to being at the shop. And this blend of manufacturing creation with someone else's idea that really sparked and brought things back to life and brought me joy. And as the studio has grown, I think he really was impressed at some of the things that I could put together and the world that I've created here, even if it's still very small. I did my best, I hope anyway, to relay how much of an influence he had on this place. Last year, I put together one of the toy factories by Full of. It's a huge print. I'll leave a link in the description, but it was this really cool toy factory, and my grandfather always loved Christmas, loved decorating for Christmas. We'd go over to his house and things would be just beautifully decorated. He had a huge snow globe collection. It was always this holiday event that I just absolutely adored. And I knew things were starting to slowly decline with health, and I always kind of struggled with giving him a gift. And when I saw the toy factory, I realized that would be such a wonderful thing to give him. Something that I created, not necessarily designed, but something that I printed and assembled and wired up that could bring him a level of joy and be an art piece at the same time. I remember him being really impressed with how beautiful it had turned out. And I know when family came over for Christmas, because I gave it to him at Thanksgiving, I wanted him to be able to enjoy it for at least one Christmas. You never know when people are going to disappear from your life. But I remember when we all came over, he had told everyone to make sure to take the time to, go see this toy factory in action. And so there was this level of joy and pride I think he had with my art and what I could do. And I don't really know where I'm going with all this. I guess I want his voice to continue to echo through the universe, for his influence to find its way out into the world, into the internet, because he was a great person. He was a private person, but he was an artist. He was a family man. He was a huge influence on my life. And I hope that he knows that. So I know this isn't my typical content, but I think it's important to acknowledge the people who influence us and the people who have gone on to help us create these dreams, these worlds, these businesses, even if they seem silly. I mean, I'm a talking head on the internet most of the time. I show you guys projects and things I've done and experiments that I've attempted and have been successful with. And that seems like a silly thing, I'm sure, to many people. I know occasionally I get comments going, what's the point of all of this? Will you make money? And it's like, it's this act of creation and this act of bringing other people's ideas to life that bring me great joy. And I know that this idea, this element of design and manufacturing is a spark that is carried through from people who have gone before me. And my grandfather lived before the time of YouTube. He's a small voice that will never really see the famousness of being out here. I mean, everybody's like, oh, YouTubers make tons of money, and it's like, I mean, some people do, but I think many YouTubers, I think, do this for more. They don't do it for money. I think they do it so that they have a legacy, a place out here on the internet to let others know that, hey, I lived, I made a difference, even if it's something as silly as showing you how to 3D print stained glass. I'm out here and other people know I exist, and I've brought a level of joy and happiness through the process of manufacturing and design. And I just want to honor one of the voices that's gone on before me and helped inspire this creation. I hope your legacy continues to echo into the future, people. Thank you for teaching me that you can bring art to life through design and manufacturing.